The 2019 Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It's really the gift that keeps on giving. While all of the news surrounding the live-action feature film is concerned with Sonic's now inevitable physical overhaul these days, it's no surprise that some fans and critics have come up with wild theories surrounding what on earth the movie will actually entail. Aside from hot garbage. I take that back, it's actually cold, damp garbage. So today we're returning to our list of the top 10 scariest Sonic the Hedgehog fan theories with a part 2. Some of these are scary, others are just flat out absurd, and some will just make you uneasy and uncomfortable. So with that in mind, let's get to it. At number 10, Sonic was genetically engineered. While the trailer implies that Sonic is not from our world, this theory suggests otherwise and speculates that Sonic merely thinks he's from elsewhere. It's actually kinda tragic. So the idea behind this one is that Sonic was genetically engineered by the government, mutating a hedgehog and splicing human DNA into it, all as part of a scientific experiment to see if animals could be militarized, hence the military's involvement in the film. While being created, Sonic was led to believe he's actually from a world called Mobius, hence why he's so different from humans. It was all part of a psychological tactic to keep him sane while he grew up, and his goal in the film, after fleeing the government, is to return to his home, only to find out by the movie's conclusion that it never really existed after all. And at number 9, Sonic is an SCP. If you're into horror or have been to our sister channel Top 5 Scary Videos, you'll probably be familiar with the SCP Foundation. It's a fictional organization that is responsible for locating and containing entities, individuals, locations, and objects that violate natural law. So, naturally, there's a fan theory out there that Sonic is actually an SCP, without actually being called an SCP so as to avoid copyright issues. Essentially, Sonic is a character who came from a facility like the SCP Foundation, broke out, and has been hiding out in an underground den in order to avoid being recaptured or just flat out hunted and killed. And at number 8, Robotnik is actually the good guy. Despite his incredibly villainous introduction in the trailer, and the over-the-top mocking of a military general, this theory speculates that Robotnik is actually the good guy, and Sonic's attempts to save the world are just misguided and misinformed. The theory stems from the moment in the trailer in which members of the government and military gather to discuss the power surge and massive outage that's going on in the Pacific Northwest, which the trailer implied was caused by the blue blur. If Sonic is the source of that power surge, then this theory may actually have a chance of holding up. Robotnik is actually trying to keep the world safe, and over the course of the movie is driven from extremely eccentric to flat out insane, all thanks to Sonic, to the point where he even tries to take him out by using a ton of rockets to just bomb him to smithereens. Sonic is slowly driving him mad, but he's still trying to be the hero. And at number 7, part of the multiverse. Here's an absolutely bad crazy one that most definitely isn't true, but is still a scary theory to even consider. It's that the Sonic universe, both our world and his Mobius, are actually part of a bigger, more prominent multiverse we all know as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At the end of the film, it's revealed that the only way Sonic can get back home is through a rift in his dimension, but he accidentally finds himself exiting that rift in the wrong spot, plopping him into the MCU for the crossover that literally no one ever asked for. And at 6, Sonic's feet. This theory is a simple one. We'll see Sonic's feet in the film, all to appease a very niche Sonic fanbase. It's the reason why we got that shot in the trailer featuring all of Sonic's used shoes. Paramount and Sega know their audience. And at number 5, all of the tropes. This theory suggests that the Sonic film is actually one giant pastiche of tropes, with Paramount and Sega having opted to use a bunch of tropes and stylistic choices from other films in order to ensure success for the movie, all by riffing off of the success of others. Yikes, that sounds like some serious slander. So where is this coming from? Well, when the trailer dropped, fans and critics noticed a lot of similarities to other big franchises out there. One of the biggest comparisons that was drawn, for obvious reasons, was to Detective Pikachu, which comes out later this year. The scene with James Marsden discovering Sonic in a trailer felt eerily similar to Justice Smith finding Pikachu for the first time inside of his apartment, except the former wasn't as charming as the latter. Secondly, many noticed that the slow motion scene where Sonic essentially stops time and bops around all of Robotnik's rockets was pretty much a ripoff of the Fox X-Men films and the beloved Quicksilver sequence where the mutant speedster does the exact same thing, except time doesn't stop, it just moves incredibly slowly around him, which kind of feels more accurate compared to the scene in Sonic. Then, there's been plenty of comparisons drawn to Sonic's ring teleportation ability, which include the video game Portal and the MCU's Doctor Strange and his sling ring. And Gangsta's Paradise? Well, that might be a new choice for a trailer, but the use of ironic old school music ain't nothing new. So based on all of that, many are predicting that the film will just recycle tropes and stylistic choices that we've seen work successfully in other major franchises. In at 4, Robotnik transforms our Earth into Mobius. At the end of the trailer, we see Robotnik in his classic video game form, surrounded by large cartoonesque mushrooms. While the consensus here is that Robotnik travels into Sonic's world at the end of the movie and transforms physically into his true form, I suppose, another theory speculates otherwise. It suggests that the thing that Sonic is trying to save our planet from is used by Robotnik to transform Earth into Mobius, and that shot of him at the end of the trailer is what Earth has become. Now, another riff on this theory is that the trailer is actually misleading, and similar to MCU trailers, filmmakers just popped in that background to trick audiences into thinking that they know what the plot will be. And really, that scene takes place in a completely different location in the movie. In at number 3, Fever Dream. This theory suggests that the entire film and Sonic himself are all in James Marsden's head, and it's all just a really bad fever dream. There are 2 offshoots of this theory. One is that Marsden wakes up at the end and, in Wizard of Oz style, realizes that there's a bunch of similarities to his Sonic fever dream and stuff in the real world that clearly influenced said dream. Considering that previous fan theory about the film being one giant pastiche, this could actually hold up. The second offshoot, and less likely of the 2, is that Marsden is sleepwalking of sorts, and is actually going around the county of Green Hills imagining that he's helping his favorite video game character on a mission, but really, he's just going around town on a rampage with a dead hedgehog he found inside of his bag. And at number 2, the movie is a prequel to the games. This theory from Redditor Combustible Compost suggests that the movie is actually a prequel to the first Sonic game from 1991. Based off of the trailer, we know that Sonic isn't from our planet, and at the time that the movie takes place, Robotnik has never encountered Sonic before. This is implied from his line, "We need to find whatever this thing is, contain it, see what makes it tick." In addition to this, the tagline that appears in the film's trailer is, "Every hero has a genesis," implying that this is the origin story, with the film ending with Robotnik following Sonic into his own world, leading into the events of Sonic the Hedgehog number 1, which is a game that notoriously didn't really have a plot, aside from defeat Robotnik. And finally, in at number 1, producers knew all along. As we mentioned at the start of our video, the biggest news concerning the Sonic movie is how Sonic looks. His design has been a hot topic for months now, ever since the first promotional images for the film was released. When the poster featuring Sonic's silhouette dropped, everyone was appalled at how muscular and human-like his limbs were. The bad reactions even had some of the people who created Sonic and the original Sega Genesis games questioning if the film would be, I quote, good. After that backlash, the Sonic the Hedgehog official movie account tweeted out this image, with the caption, "This shouldn't get any attention on the internet, right?" As if the studio and producers were trying to increase the hype about the character's design and the backlash that people were giving them. See where this is going? This theory suggests that releasing all of this promotional content and a trailer featuring an unsettling version of Sonic was all part of Paramount's plan to increase hype for the film. Why is this a thing? Well, to be honest, Sega has fallen far from its former glory back in the early 90s. And these days, while Sonic is still a beloved piece of nostalgia, Sonic games from the past decade or so, that are developed within Sega, aka Sonic Mania does not count, have done poorly, both in reviews and sales. To avoid risking that same kind of failure with the movie, why not create a controversy that Paramount could secretly control? The theory goes on to speculate that there actually has been a proper design of Sonic all along that will appear in the final film, and that this version of Sonic was solely to get more hype in the press. If you consider how much it would actually cost to completely redesign Sonic in the film, and then change all of the CGI that's already been completed, that's going to be millions of dollars wasted, and also would put a huge strain on post-production, meaning they'll be majorly crunched for time. Plus, if all post-production crews signed NDAs to ensure their silence about the 2 designs, I mean, this is definitely something that is plausible. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these theories do you think actually stand a chance of panning out? Let us know in those comments below. Also, be sure to head on over to our channel and check out the part 1 of this list for more Sonic the Hedgehog movie fan theories. In the meantime though, if you dug this video, spread that love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for more lists just like this one. In the meantime though, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.